Hey everybody, it's Stacy at thechirpingcricket.blogspot.com, and I have a quick video for you. Just wanted to share something that I made a week or so ago. I had been watching Pink Cricket YouTube channel, which is Sarah Hamer. She also has, it's actually My Pink Cricket, I believe is her YouTube channel, but she also has a blog at pinkcricket.com. And she has a lot of interesting videos, some really cool ideas of things to make and such. And this was one of them that I thought looked extremely easy, something that I could do. So for a great tutorial, you need to go and check out her channel and get a tutorial, because mine's already made and she shows you how to do it as she's making it, with a lot of kind of shortcuts that I may not have even thought of, even as far as cutting the strips of fabric. But I'll give you the basics of what you need to know. I started out with a styrofoam wreath from Joann's. I think it was around $5. I just got the biggest one that they had. And then I decided I wanted to do a spring/Easter kind of wreath. And so I picked out 4 fabrics that I thought were pretty Eastery, springy colors, easy enough. And I just got a ½ yard of each, which is what Sarah had suggested. So I picked out 4 colors, got a ½ yard of each, and then she also mentioned in her video that she put some tulle in her wreath just to kind of add some texture. So I picked up some pink and white tulle as well, just to add some of that into my wreath. And she, like I said, kind of gives really good ideas on how to even fold your fabric and what not to cut it. This is just what I had left over. And I put the fold on the end here and had all of my fabric, just the fold that it comes off of the, I'm not going to be able to think of the word, not the spool, but essentially the spool. Had the fold over on this side and had all my fabric stretching out. And as she had suggested, I just kept folding it up in halves until it got to about this size. And then took my scissors and cut strips about 1 inch, maybe a little over 1 inch wide. I guess you can kind of do whatever size you really want to do. And when you unfold it, after you cut it right here, when you unfold it, you'll have 2 strips. And it's just a quicker way, rather than going the whole length of the fabric cutting a line. By folding it, you have a very short distance to go and you get your strips a lot faster. So my strips were about like this. These are just some of the ones I had left over. So I cut, this was what was left of my ½ yard, and it turned out to be about perfect. I had maybe 1 or 2 strips left over of my fabric, so the size I was going. And I tied mine very, very tightly on my wreath. I say tightly, meaning very close together. I kept squishing them around and, like, you know, pulling them and pushing them together to get them as tight as possible. You can see on the back here, it's completely covered and they're overlapping, and I just kept pushing so that none of the styrofoam would show through. And see, here's even some. I haven't even turned it over really. After I had finished tying all of them on there and felt that I was finished, I started trimming them because they were a little long and I wanted them to have more of an angled cut at the end, and they were just too long. So I just started pulling them up and snipping away, and just have continued to do that as I've messed around with it. I've found some longer pieces and whatnot again, but it was too much of a hassle to do that kind of as I went for me. Maybe that's something that somebody else would find helpful to do as you went, but I figured if I did it at the end, they would all be the same size, because it's like giving a haircut. I don't want to cut a little here and then later, 2 days later, come over here and cut some. I want to do it all at the same time so I remember what the length was. So anyway, I just tied in, like I went in a pattern. She said that she also went in a pattern. So I just kept going the same pattern all the way around. adding less tulle. I mean, I had tulle at the end of each pattern, but the first, I think I went, for example, I tied a green one, a blue one, a purple one, and a pink one, and then I would tie white tulle, and then I would do the pattern again, green, blue, purple, pink, and then I would tie pink tulle, and then I'd repeat that. So it was basically a pattern of 10 instead of just 4 or 5. I don't know if that really makes sense. But anyway, so I thought it turned out pretty easy. I mean, it was relatively cheap to make. It's something I can get out year after year and hang on my door for that holiday. I also thought it would be a really cute idea. They have even smaller foam wreaths that I think would be cute to maybe do like a birthday one. If you can find some fabric with balloons or cakes or whatever on them, cupcakes or something, and do a fabric wreath like that that's smaller that you can hang, or even this size really, but that you can hang on your child's door for the week of their birthday or something like that. Just something that's special, just kind of a tradition thing maybe to start. I don't know. But it was easy enough to make, and I thought was fun enough that, you know, I don't know. Just an idea. Just thought I would share. Definitely, if you're interested, go and check out Sarah's video on it, and I'll link it below underneath the video. But she has a great tutorial on it, because I know I kind of just rushed through that. But just wanted to get the idea out there in case you have not seen her video or have not seen this idea yet. I know it's kind of common, so most of you have probably heard of it. But so anyway, check it out and maybe start a tradition with your kids, or just make an Easter wreath or fall wreath or whatever. So, all right, thanks everybody.